So now it's time to create our getAge function. So if we copy the name, we go to inc folder, open our functions.php. If we scroll down right to the bottom, to the last function, now let's create a function which will get age drop-down menu. So function get age, we will be passing two parameters, one of which will be default, will have a value assigned to it. So label and limit equals, let's say, I don't know how long people can live, but let's make it 150. Obviously you can override this second parameter, but you don't have to provide it if you don't want to. If you want to have it just as default 150, then you can just leave it and provide the label, which is what we've done here. We just provide the label actually for the whole drop-down menu. So now if we start with out variable, we're going to start with select name equals backslash double quote, and now open curly brace label closing curly brace backslash double quotes, then ID equals exactly same thing, so backslash double quotes label, then backslash double quotes. Then we have class equals backslash double quotes cell, which is again one of the classes defined in our CSS file, backslash double quote, and close the tag, and then double quotes at the end and semicolon. So this is our the beginning of our select, which is a drop-down menu tag. Then we have for loop. We will start with I equals 0. Then I must be less or equal our limit, semicolon, and then we want to just loop, so I plus plus. This means that until the second condition is met, we will be going back. I will increase by 1, and we will go several times until we reach this limit, until I will equal the limit. So we will continue with our out variable. That's why we're using the full stop here, and then equal, which means we add into what we already have. And we start with double quotes, option value equals backslash double quote and curly brace I. Then we close curly brace, backslash double quotes. We close the option, the opening option tag. Then we have out, full stop, and equal. Now we will create sticky dropdown function later on. So let's use it straight away. Sticky dropdown, and what we will be passing is the label and I, which will be basically the value which this specific option has assigned to it. Then we have out equals double quotes. Oh, sorry, actually we have to remove this one because this is actually inside of this first opening option tag. So now we close the option tag here, and then in between the curly braces we simply type the I, which is the value which we want to be displaying inside of the drop-down menu, and then closing option tag, and double quotes and semicolon at the end. Then we have out, full stop, equal, and we have closing select tag. Now simply return out. So the function is done. So what it does, it basically sets I as 0, and first time we're going to be going, it's going to simply display value as 0, and the label will be also 0. Then it's going to be obviously the I will be increased by 1, so it's going to be 1, and so on until 150. So if we go to our browser, refresh it, as you can see it doesn't show anything here. If we go back and go to our step 1 function, step 1.php, we echo in the get age, which seemed to be fine, limit label, And if we go to our browser just to view the source of the page, we can see that it's actually stopping everything after the opening TD tag. And I think I know why this is happening. It's happening because this sticky dropdown function hasn't been created yet. So let's create this function. Copy this and let's give it some description. Sticky dropdown menu. So function sticky dropdown. We will be passing two parameters. First one will be PAR for parameter, and next one will be value. Inside of the function, we will first check if is set post par, which means if the post with this parameter has been sent using post, and if the same post equals the value of this specific element, then what we want to do, we want to return double quote space selected equals backslash double quote selected backslash and double quote, and then double quote at the end and semicolon. Else if is set session par. We will be talking about this a little bit later on, but let's do it straight away because we will be creating sessions with these parameters as well. And session par equals value. Then we return exactly same thing. So basically this function will serve for posts and for sessions. If we, let's say, click button back, then obviously session will be created previously, and this way we will be able to find out whether this session with this parameter and this value has been set. If it has been set, then obviously make sure that this specific option is selected. So our function is ready now. If we go back to our browser and refresh, you can see we can see drop down menu now, no problems, and we have up to 150 years, and we can obviously pick whichever whatever number of years, age, specific person is. Okay, so if we go back, now I think it's time to stop on this video. We're going to continue in the next one.